good to be back with you going down the road. Had a chance to go to Tulna yesterday, do a little bit of radio. So you folks that are watching in Tulna, which I was pretty happy to see how many people came up and said that they watch us on Beck in Tulna. Thank you. It was great to hang out with you, and you should be really proud of your town because it's really cool. Got a Friday show planned for you today. We're going to talk to an individual that's Proof Artisan Distilleries, Joel Kath. Joel is, this is a unique deal, how much of what we look at now is made here. And that's really cool. But, this individual we're going to visit with now is somebody I respect, I've worked with for a number of years. We do some work with the product that he has, and the product that he has is fun. And that's Brad Thom, president of the FM RedHawks. How you been, buddy?
Fantastic. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, not everybody. Now, don't get mad when I say this, but not everybody. A lot of people watching you in Western North Dakota may know what the FM RedHawks are. So tell them.
We are the only professional sports team in the whole state of North Dakota.
Okay. Now,
we have been for many years.
There's some people that play football in Bismarck that might disagree with you.
It's not professional. They're not getting paid. That's the big difference.
Okay. So, 25 years.
Yeah, 25 years.
I mean, for all those people that said it wouldn't or couldn't work.
And there's a lot of them. There's a lot of them.
What do you tell them right now?
Back in the day. We're looking forward to another 25.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, walk them through how the league works, what the league is, the makeup.
Yeah, the league goes from basically normally on a normal non-quarter from Winnipeg, Manitoba, all the way down to Cleburne, Texas, and as far east as Gary, Indiana, as far west as Fargo, North Dakota, and everywhere in between. We initially when we started, it was quote unquote, it was the Northern League back in the day, and that was mainly in the upper Midwest. The Wisconsin, Minnesota, North Dakota, Iowa, South Dakota, that area. And this expanded over the years, and we just announced this last week that we had another expansion team coming from Milwaukee area. So we're going to have 2 teams in Milwaukee. We've got 3 in the Chicagoland area now. So back in the day, we had quite a few. Then they kind of went away, and now they're coming back again. And a lot of them are new build stadiums, nice stadiums. I mean, when we had the St. Paul Saints in our league, which they just moved up to AAA, that tells you kind of where you're at with stadiums. I mean, that's very impressive.
Also tells where you're at quality of ball.
Correct, yeah. Well, I mean, it is.
Got their attention.
An $80 million stadium, and all of a sudden they're in our league one year, next year they're in AAA. I mean, it's pretty impressive.
Mm-hmm. So, in terms of the RedHawks, and this being the 25th year, Newman Outdoor.
What's our 25th anniversary season is what it technically is the legal pronunciation for us.
25th anniversry season.
Yes, because we have people who will catch you on it. So.
Okay, yeah, well, and I could give them a phrase or two. But I want to talk to you about, Newman Outdoor, the field itself, because many of us remember when that was built. Obviously, Harold Newman played a role in that, thus the Newman Outdoor. How's it standing up?
Very well. We've got a great relationship with the city. Working on we've got a 5 and a 10-year plan for it. Like we're just getting done painting some of the stadium right now this year, getting ready for our season. But all in all, it doesn't look like it's 25 years old. We've done a fantastic job of retrofitting and updating, and the RedHawks ourselves put in a $700,000 video board 9 years ago now. It was the old standard, one with a lady with scoreboard person, I guess you'd call it now, was up there, and we upgraded that 9 years ago now. It seems like yesterday that we did that. So.
Well, it shows.
Yeah.
I mean, when I go to a lot of games, and I take grandkids to games, and the atmosphere at a RedHawks game is an atmosphere of family fun.
Absolutely.
And family fun with a beer. How's that?
With the cold one or two.
Yeah, or
and
two.
We've got, I've got some, speaking of Western North Dakota, we've got some, this gentleman who comes to every weekend game at the RedHawks. He's like, I love it because it's so reasonably priced, and I come to Fargo, and it's half the distance of Minneapolis.
I'd ask you his name, but
I can't remember it right now. But
it's not Wayne Furch.
Nope.
Okay, because Wayne Furch was my Legion coach.
Okay.
For a long time, and every time I go to Newman Outdoor, he's there.
Okay.
And so I know how dedicated he's.
Yeah,
big baseball.
And
fan.
him and his family, they come every weekend. It's just a weekend vacation for them. They probably don't have a lake home, so let's go from Bismarck to Fargo, and I see him all the time. It's just nice to see him. And he's probably a 45, 50-year-old guy with family, and they just love to do it. We love that. We want the whole state to come.
I'm going to add one other thing too. Last year, or was it 2 years ago? It had to be 2 years ago because COVID took so much, out of it. But we sat out in front of Newman Outdoor doing radio, and your players were out there
Handing
shaking
out.
hands, handing out to cars. The cars were stacked up.
I think it was lunch we handed out.
Yeah, we were
right?
handing
Yep.
out hot dogs and
Yep.
that type of thing, right?
Yep.
A ballpark meal.
Yep.
We got in a little bit of trouble because we had cars stacked
Yes,
up.
however. We're running out of hot dogs. We didn't know it was going to be that many.
There
Yeah.
wasn't going to be any apology
Yeah.
from either you or I, though. It
Well,
worked
it
out
was
pretty good.
rain that day, too, if I remember correctly.
Yep, I'm standing there in a rain
Yeah.
jacket doing it. So that was a blast.
That
But
was fun.
What I was building to there is the fact that your players were there.
Yeah.
And your players were good enough to come up, shake some hands, and meet the guys.
Yeah, they are. All the players we've had over all these years, we've had nothing but great things. I mean, they're a good bunch of people, and they are dedicated. They are trying to improve themselves to be able to move on to the next level as well. And with this year, with our partnership with the MLB, it's really proven. I think we've had 30-some players already purchased or transferred over to MLB teams this spring
What do you
alone.
mean your partnership with MLB?
Over the last year, we've been dealing with them. They want to be
Major
able
League Baseball.
Major League Baseball, yeah. They ended up taking over MILB, and then so they created a whole new structure for minor league baseball for themselves. They went from 162 teams to 120, so there's 40 some teams that were out, of which one of them came into our league, which is the Kane County Cougars. And in the next year or two, we're maybe looking at a couple more that may merge into our league as well. But what they do is we have kind of like it's agreement to agree to work together is what it is.
Okay.
But we've got some new technology with Rapsodo, which they want us to have better information for them for when they are purchasing a player or transferring a player over to their minor league systems, where the spin ratio of the ball as it comes off the bat, and I mean they look for everything, the launch angle, and we've got that now with Rapsodo, which our league actually partnered with. And we've got some really good information. They're working on doing it so it'll be in-game as well, so we'll be able to see launch angles in-game, and hopefully by the end of the year. It's really interesting.
It's got to make it easier to recruit.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you've got guys now that are like, seriously, I'm going to get a look right away.
Oh, they have, yeah. It's just been unbelievable how many have.
Okay, Chris Coast.
My man.
Friend of both yours and I.
My man.
Coach of the Concordia Cobbers right now, coach of the RedHawks. You were able to get that job done.
Yep.
He's got that little ring.
Yep.
In his time with the Philadelphia Phillies. From
Have
winning
you
the
put
World
it on?
Series.
It's a huge ring.
He let me put it on once.
Man.
The problem with Chris and I is he's quite a bit faster. So if I would have bolted after I put it on, he would have caught me.
Yeah.
But man, it is cool to see that World Series on a guy that nice,
That humble,
that good, and if you talk to him about it, all he's going to do is talk the baseball and breaking down the baseball, how the series went, and now he is the boss of the RedHawks when they're on the
Yes, he is. We signed him to a long-term deal, and we're extremely happy to have him there. And it's been a long time coming. And that was when he was playing at the RedHawks in '96, '7, '8, '9. I mean, he thought he was at the pinnacle of his career. He was so thrilled to be there. He was like, "This is where I want to be." I mean, the RedHawks were the major leagues to him at the time, and let alone did he know that he was going to end up playing in there and winning a world championship.
Well, I mean, think about this. Chris was local.
Yep.
He was homegrown potatoes here.
Yep.
Which gave me always somebody when Chris came up. I was cheering and hollering and let's go. Then you add in Mike Peschel, who I reffed high school and college ball with his dad. And worked with his dad when I was in the Senate as veteran service officer in Richland County. And so I watched Mike grow up from here to now playing with the RedHawks. The point I'm trying to make is the RedHawks might play at a level where Major League Baseball is saying, look, we want you to be part of it. But that doesn't mean if you're a local ball player, you can't make the team.
Oh, they'll find you. I mean, nowadays they will find you for sure. Back in the day, it was hit or miss. Back in the '90s, but if those players were playing today, there'd be a lot more players moving up.
Yeah.
For sure.
So this year's team,
Yeah.
you know, give me this example. The players that you brought in to play, give me a geography range of where they're from here to there.
Arizona to basically Key West, Florida to Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. I mean, all we're in between. You know, we've got some people from the cities. We've got local, you know, with Alex Dubord, who's on the team. He's from Fargo. We've got Versteeg, who played at Concordia College, and he's on the team right now. And, you know, we just want these guys to make it and do well. But a lot of Florida kids, you know, I'd say half to two-thirds are south of the Mason-Dixon line.
So who does the recruiting when you're – because here, I need to do this first.
Yep.
Describe to people how the league itself works in terms of, can I play for you for 8 years? Can I play for you for 6 years?
You know, if you're good enough to – it's a fine line because
I'm just proud that you didn't say, no, you never could. But go ahead. Yeah.
if you're good enough, yes, you could play for us for as long as, you know, you're a valuable asset to the team. We've had some players, you know, 6, 7, 8 years, you know, Joe Mathis, Zach Penpraise, who's actually Zach Penpraise, who played with us and retired in, I want to say, 2015. He's on Team Israel right now, who's going to be playing in the Olympics.
Really?
They made the Olympics, yeah, so he's actually doing that.
That's cool.
Yeah,
It's
and
way cool.
he's, I want to say 35 now, but he's...
So there isn't any rules that, hey, you know...
Age out? No.
Yeah.
No.
There used to be, though, wasn't it?
No, not in our league. What there is there's a certain limit of players. Like you have rookie LS1, which is years of service, basically. If you've like in the playing in Class AA, if you played in Class AA for 2 years, you would be technically considered an LS1 in our league. And then there's LS2, 3, 4, 5, and then veterans, and then there's this X number of slots you can have for LS5s and veterans, and minimum number of rookies. So we want to keep it where you have a little bit younger talent as well to work their way up, to give the guys a chance, you know, instead of having only, you know, 30 to 33-year-old guys playing, you know, who maybe have already been in their AA, AAA. A lot of former major leaguers, you know, still playing our league. Cleburne, who we just concluded a series with yesterday, they have 3 former major league pitchers on their staff.
Yeah.
That's pretty impressive.
When we come back, what are we going to do? Well, we're going to talk a little bit about the personalities that Brad has gotten to know through the years. What those teams were like. Believe me, there are some personalities. So stick with us as we continue down the road.
Howdy folks, it's a Line Cafe. I reckon it's time you're due for a hearty meal. So saddle up for the day with one of our Hay Boston breakfast homemade soups. Fill your grill at our salad bar, sink your teeth into our famous Line burger and barbecue ribs. Top it off with spoon rattling pie with a combo roll that's sure to put a smile on even the toughest outlaws. Shake the dirt off the boots each night and warm up with the game. Tell them about it, Stacy.
I can't wait to see you at the county line.
Hi, it's me, Anthony Sullivan. And yes, you've actually caught me at home relaxing because life's been pretty worry-free since I got coverage with American Residential Warranty.
You won't believe what ARW covers. Heating and air conditioning, washers and dryers, kitchen appliances, plumbing, water heaters, electrical systems, flat screens and laptops, even pools and spas, and so much more.
Call American Residential Warranty. They'll get you covered.
1-800-219-1467.
Hi, Hunter Ellis here for Night Hero Binoculars by Atomic Beam. These binoculars let you see anything, even in pitch black darkness. Gotcha.
The secrets are powerful wide-angle atomic beam laser that reveals objects up to 150 yards away, hidden by darkness.
During the day, Night Hero gives you 10 times magnification. And when the sun goes down, press the Night Bright button to see clearly in the dark.
Light up garbage-eating critters or spot thieves before they even get close.
Call or click now and get Night Hero binoculars for just $39.99. Order right now and you can double it. Plus, get our best-selling Atomic Beam flashlight. Just pay a separate fee. We'll even ship them to you free. This TV special offer is not available on Amazon. You can get it all, but you have to order now.
Call 1-800-619-1091. That's 1-800-619-1091. Or visit bynighthero.com. That's bynighthero.com. Order now.
Attention! Have you or a loved one suffered from maculopathy, a serious retinal injury, after taking the prescription drug Almiron for interstitial cystitis or bladder pain syndrome? In 2018, a researcher at the Emory School of Medicine linked Elmiron, a prescription drug that treats interstitial cystitis or bladder pain syndrome, to maculopathy, which is sight-threatening and can cause an abrupt change of vision. Call Elmiron Justice for a free legal consultation.
Please call 800-395-5680.
Non-attorney spokesperson. This is a paid advertisement for legal services sponsored by Nightline Legal. Cases assigned on a random basis to participating law firms.
This drug remains approved by the FDA. If you or a loved one regularly took Zantac and were later diagnosed with cancer, call right now. You may be entitled to financial compensation. Potential cancers include bladder cancer, colon cancer, kidney cancer, stomach cancer, liver cancer, pancreatic cancer. Do not stop taking a prescribed medication without first consulting with your doctor. Discontinuing a prescribed medication without your doctor's advice can result in injury or death.
Call 1-800-230-9210.
We didn't let him out of the rig. We weren't gonna, because we're having too much fun visiting with Brad Thom, president of the FM RedHawks. It's baseball season, and professional baseball season right here in my backyard in the Fargo-Moorhead area. Brad, yeah, I was going to talk to you about personalities.
Yeah.
These people that you hired to play baseball for you, and you see them play on the field, and you don't necessarily get to know them off the field.
Yep.
Talk to me about that. Like Daryl Motley, what was he like?
You know, I came in full-time at the stadium in 2002, so I actually missed Daryl.
Okay.
I've talked to him a few times. Like, he used to be a coach for the Kansas City T-Bones when they were the T-Bones. Now they've switched their moniker to the Monarchs.
So I'm lucky I got a T-Bone hat.
Yeah, absolutely.
Which, by the way, is by far one of the ugliest hats I've ever. Yellow hat with a T that's the white outline.
It's a T-bone is what it is.
Right, it's
ugly.
steak,
yeah.
It is, but that's the cool thing about minor league ball.
Yeah. But yeah, no, I did miss Daryl on that. I've talked to him a few times, but nice guy, bigger in life. I mean, really was.
So who are some of the others?
Oh, Joe Mathis I brought up earlier. I mean, that guy, you know, with Fargo, I mean, you know, just like North Dakota, everyone around the state, you know, it's tough to get somebody to come here, but once they come here, they don't want to leave.
I'm not talking about that.
No, but
I'm talking about the guy in the locker room that you're like, look.
John Weber. He was a heck of a guy. I mean, he's a guy who would go out and drink till 2 a.m. in the morning, fall asleep on the couch during the game, you know, have somebody tap him, time to get up and bat, go and hit a home run, and go back and take a nap again.
So his uncle was Mickey Mantle.
Probably, pretty much, yeah.
Exactly.
Well, and he's a guy who, after the Redhawks, he made it all the way to AAA with the Yankees, and he hit, like, I want to say it was .412 in spring training, and he still didn't get the call up.
Really?
Yeah. It's sad, yeah. But I think it was like, I swear it was somewhere around .412, and it was, I mean, he was a small little rocket. I mean, 5'9", 10", but he was just built. And
well, with any good team, and you've had some good teams, with any good team, you've got different type of personalities, some to keep it light, some to get them back to business. You know, that's the cool thing about it.
Some of those I could tell you stories, but not on the air.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Why doesn't that surprise me? When I talked to Chris Coase one time, I said to Chris, I'm like, that guy can hit the ball. And he said, yeah, he hits a lot of things, Joel. He hits a lot of things. So, you know, in terms of growing, you know, I mean, you mentioned the St. Paul Saints. They're now the AAA affiliate of the Minnesota Twins.
Yep.
You and I both know a lot of that had to do with the stadium. The fact that
oh, absolutely.
Yeah, and they got the stadium because legislatively, when Target Field was built, there was enough legislative power to say, well, if we're, then we're going to do this. So when you lose someone like that, you know, in the league, how hard is it? How do you go about replacing and finding new teams?
You know, they're a ownership group, the Gold Claim Group, great guys. They actually want to get back in our league as well. You know, I wouldn't be surprised if they would be the ones who end up getting another team in the Twin Cities area in our league again.
Okay.
You know, I would not doubt that. That would not surprise me. But we, you know, I've been working with the commissioner, talking with him a little bit, and we're trying to get another team in the league. I'm you know, it's 3, 4, 5 years off, I would think at least. But, you know, we've got a couple areas targeted in the Twin Cities area that would be good. But you have to find the right ownership group and then go after the right municipality, you know, who's willing to put some money into a nice stadium and understands the value of what it can be. You know, like I would say where we're at is more of a dinosaur now than what it used to be. Back in the day, it was you work with the college campus to get you know, like Lincoln Salt Dogs, and we did, and we were able to get it together and get it working. It worked great. But now they're actually building areas all around the stadiums. They're like the stadium is a centerpiece to an entire geographic area that they try to build out. You know, where the shops and homes and apartments, and they, you know, Milwaukee's doing that. Cleburne is doing that. I mean, there's a lot of them that are doing that now. So it's really changed the whole aspect of.
Okay, so how do you decide and pick and choose and think of what happens between the innings? Because you've got some traditional things that you've always had. You've got some other ideas. It's like, who the heck thought of that? You know, you make it fun throughout the game.
Yeah, you try to do that. You know, that's independent minor league baseball, which has always been off the cuff. I mean, we've tried things. You know, I'll give you an example of not entertainment aspect, but 3-4 years ago we did the 10th inning. You're starting a guy on second base. You know, we did that. We tried it one year. We were like, this is ridiculous. Let's get rid of it. MLB's doing it this year.
Are they?
Yeah. So it's like something we tried, and we just, you know, in that regard, a lot of our guys are more the traditionalists. We want the game to be the game with no clock, and it's baseball. We want kids that are growing up nowadays to understand what baseball is about and be part of it.
So how many times you get in trouble shooting fireworks off?
We could probably get 2 or 3 calls every time we do that, just from people upset with their dogs.
Yeah.
But you know, that's why we actually started about 10 years ago doing a salute, which is a big kaboom. We do it at the beginning of the game, so then those people know that we're having fireworks tonight.
Yeah.
You know, right after the end of the national anthem, boom, 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 boom. And so everyone up in North Fargo knows that there's fireworks, and just be prepared. So
I was there the last time Lee Greenwood was there.
Okay.
And you brought him in, and had a chance. I was up in the press box. Of course, Jack Michaels, the voice of the RedHawks for years, and you know, I'm sorry, but I have a bias because he's my friend and I work with him every day. He is one of the best play-by-play guys you can ever have.
He is incredible.
And I got a chance to meet Maury Wills, who was his color man for a long time. And I mean, here's one of the, 100 stolen bases. You know, the L.A. Dodgers.
104.
I mean, yeah, I mean, and get to meet and know this man. You know, it isn't like you haven't attracted people that are around the game and know the game.
Yeah, Maury's favorite line in Fargo, he's like, I can't believe you pay gas after you pump it. He's never heard of that before in his life. He's like, what are you guys doing here? Yeah. He's like, he loved North Dakota. I mean, you know, I actually went out he had a bobblehead night with Sandy Koufax night about 10, 12 years ago, and he invited us to come out. And, and the dude was a rock star in L.A. I mean, at the Dodger Stadium. I mean, he had to have security around him. We were kind of in his little bubble, and that security, because people all wanted to get his autograph. And he comes up to Fargo, and he can walk the stadium, go get himself a bratwurst, Cloverdale bratwurst, and
Cloverdale bratwurst.
And people he was just happy. I mean, it's totally different, and he just loved it up here.
So, okay, when you went with him to L.A., did you get to meet Sandy Koufax?
No, he'd passed away.
Oh, he
had?
So
his wife was there, Donna. She was a swimmer, Donna. I can't remember her last name, but she was there with the bobblehead as well.
We're still mad at Sandy Koufax.
Yeah.
I mean,
the Twins, yeah.
Oh, we're at Game 7 of the World Series. Was that 65, right?
Yeah, before my time.
Yeah, I know. Well, I was 3, but my dad always talks about how Sandy Koufax came through and just shut down the Twins that game. But all right, what's planned this year?
We probably got we do have the biggest entertainment year of our lives. I mean, between the bobbleheads, we have the Bell Bank companies or the Bell companies. They are sponsoring 4 bobblehead nights, which is 4 different bobbleheads. We put them together, and you get the 25th anniversary logo in the middle of it. So if you're one of the lucky people to actually get all 4 of them, it's going to be an incredible deal. We've got 7 fireworks nights. We've got 4 business day games, which are unbelievable. We've got concerts after the business day games. We're hosting the AO1 soft celebrity or charity softball tournament here. We've got the Blues Fest coming at the end of July, which is a phenomenal deal.
Yeah. Blues Fest I've been to that a number of times before, and I tell you.
Best lineup ever this year.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, it's fun. It's a lot of fun. I rode my Harley up one time and I just hung out all day.
John Mayall and Samantha Fish, who's never played in North Dakota before. She's just an unbelievable talent.
It was a blast.
It's going to be great.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Have
Looking forward to
yourself
it.
a great season. I'll be there a number of times.
Thanks for having me.
And I'll try to, help Michaels throw out that candy, the 7th inning stretch.
And all Western North Dakota, come on over. We love you over here.
Yep, you bet. Absolutely. When we come back, Proof Artisan Distilleries. Joel Kath is going to join us, and we'll talk about somebody who makes the product right here, right after this.
Hey everybody, I'm Doug Billings, your host of The Right Side with Doug Billings on Beck News. We bring you high-profile guests, ladies and gentlemen, exclusive guests. Now, you're not going to see these guests in most of the mainstream media outlets. Another thing that I do here is give guests a platform to speak freely. You're not going to see me censor anybody. Please join us, won't you? Weeknights right here on Beck TV and online at beck.news. Cheers.
Hello, I'm Mike Lindell, and as you know, my passion is to help each and every one of you get the best sleep of your life. That's why I created my new Giza Dreams bed sheets. The first night you sleep on my sheets, you'll never want to sleep on anything else.
Go to MyPillow.com or call the number on your screen right now to get your very own MyPillow Giza Dream sheets. When you buy one set of sheets, you'll get another set absolutely free.
For the best night's sleep in the whole wide world, visit MyPillow.com.
Introducing the Cool Turtle, the ultra-comfortable mask enhancer that creates a protective, cool, and breathable space between your mask and your face. Simply slide under any mask or gaiter and immediately feel the refreshing pocket of air surrounding your face. Cool Turtle's ergonomically designed, soft, comfortable shell immediately reduces mask friction, allowing you to breathe and talk in a comfortable environment.
I can actually breathe. With the Cool Turtle, no more sweating.
It's like I don't even have a mask on.
Call now and get not one, not two, but 3 Cool Turtles for just $10. Order now and we'll send you 2 more Cool Turtles free. No fees, absolutely free. Plus, you can get a 10-pack of 4-ply face masks. Just pay a separate fee. This offer is not available on Amazon. Get the real Cool Turtle now.
Call 1-800-270-1219. That's 1-800-270-1219. Or visit getcoolturtle.com. Order now.
We're the ladies of Another View, bringing you a fresh view on local issues.
Thank you for your patience and understanding.
Oh my gosh.
Isn't that the most condescending, rude email you've ever received?
Well, welcome to
National
the third
news.
term of a certain president. I really believe that.
And different perspectives you won't get on the mainstream media. Watch us weekday afternoons at 4:30 Central Time on Beck News and at beck.news.
Hey Bucks fans, if you're planning an outing, birthday, or employee appreciation night, then bring your group out to the Buck Stop for a night of fast-paced, high-scoring football. Your group will receive discounted tickets, options for reserved seating, scoreboard messages, VIP services, swag, and a space to gather during the game. You can also participate in pre-game ceremonies, halftime entertainment, in-game contests, and more. Call 701-595-0771 or visit bismarckbucks.com/tickets. All GA is first come, first serve. We'll see you on the turf. Go Bucks.
Welcome back to Down the Road. What we're about to discuss, you don't want to take part in as you're driving down the road, okay? There's the disclaimer, although I think you already knew that. The gentleman you're about to meet is, I've gotten to know through the last couple of years, and when I think of Joel Kath, I think of someone who believes in producing here, starting businesses here, and saying, why can't we here? And I like that about him. I like that about him a lot. He's the owner of Proof Artisan Distillers, and I want to get a chance to visit with Joel. Good to have you on.
Good to see you again.
Tell people what it is.
Proof Artisan Distillers. So downtown Fargo, and we make everything, vodka, whiskey, gin, all from local grown ag products.
Okay.
All distilled right downtown Fargo. Everybody's been to breweries, but we have a distillery in downtown Fargo. So our 2 Docks vodka from potatoes. Potatoes make vodka, as we think God intended
That's
potatoes
the
to
Russian,
be.
right?
Yes. And then corn makes bourbon.
Okay.
And that's our Crooked Furrow bourbons. And we use North Dakota malted barley for our Glen Fargo American malt whiskey.
Really?
Yes. All right down Fargo.
So what made you decide to do this?
Oh, that's a long story. A lot of it is, it's all about flavor. It's about quality, and there is a difference in vodkas, and I've recognized that forever because I don't drink beer. Beer doesn't like me. So since my, let's say early 20s, I haven't had 20 beers. But I can tell the difference between vodkas. I can tell the difference between, and it's all about palate and quality. So we decided, yes, about 10 years ago, really, started branding and going through this process of starting up the distillery.
But I remember when you just started, and everybody's like, oh, man, got to try it. Yeah. It's grown since then, but it's gotten national attention.
Yes.
I mean, you've been awarded nationally.
Yeah, we're over 40 national awards at national tastings. You send the bottles into tastings, and they have professionals taste it, and they grade it. It's a blind tasting, so they don't know who they're tasting. Mm-hmm. And we have won, our Glen Fargo American Malt Whiskey won the competition in New York City just before it was shut down for COVID. We were the 2020 American Malt Whiskey of the Year, best in class, and a double gold at a blind testing. Yeah. It's a spectacular spirit made right here in local North Dakota.
See, that had to, when you get the attention, because the world that you live in, the world where you are competing against, for those individuals to realize the quality. Somebody knocked on your door and said, Joel, I want to buy all this. I want to buy these recipes. Yeah. Somebody knocked on your door. Tell the truth.
No, not yet, but we are known actually on the national stage when we go to the distilling conferences, which are a lot of fun, by the way. We are known. The logo is kind of unique, but we're also known that you've got awards across your entire lineup. We made the cover of the trade journal for North American Distilling a year and a half ago. It's 150 page. They do 4 publications a year. We made the cover in a 5-page article from downtown Fargo. And I asked him, how is that? How did that happen? Why did you pick us? There's 2,800 distilleries. And he says, you've won awards across your entire lineup, from your vodkas to your liqueurs. Now your whiskeys are winning best in class. That's unheard of that a distillery hits that across their entire lineup. And we've been able to do that with the talent and the quality. My brother Jay, my son Jarek, Jameson, my son out in Bismarck, are fine-tuned into quality and making a quality product.
Is there one that's your signature, one that you say, look, if this is what started it all and took us down that road?
Well, actually, there's 2. Minions Gin is getting a cult following because it's not like what everybody associates gin to be. It's lighter, it's citrusy. That makes a spectacular Minions Mule, just that and ginger ale. It makes a great cocktail mix. Glen Fargo is my favorite because I've always been a malt fan. Malt is like known as Scotch, but this malt is North Dakota malt, and there is no peat, there is no smoke that people associate with Scotches.
Right.
And what's unique about it is that it opens up when you pour a little of that into a glass and add just a drop of water, just an eyedropper of water. It starts its blooming process, and my mouth's watering. In 5 minutes, it goes malto meal on the nose, sweet butterscotch on the nose, but the palate doesn't move, and that's what's really appreciated by the experts out there. That's how it won the best in classes. This is a spectacular spirit, and it's all about how we make it and how we treat it while it's in the barrel.
Well, my brother-in-law, who loves Scotch, he ranks yours amongst any. Thanks. I mean, I keep a bottle there, and I'm not as big of a Scotch drinker, but when he does, I will. And I have to tell you, out of all the stuff that I've got in the cabinet for him, that's the first one I'll grab.
Great, thanks.
I mean, it really is. It's good.
Thank you. I was in Arizona. We've got distribution down there, and I was in there just a couple months ago into a site that carries us into a restaurant and ordered a glass of our Glen Fargo American Malt Whiskey. As we were ordering appetizers, I had totally forgotten that that's what it was. I was looking at all the great menu. I took a sip and I go, damn, this is good. And then that's right, it's ours. So it was kind of, that was a revealing moment that was really cool.
We're talking about all the products. How do you make them? Walk people through it.
Okay, so potatoes, it all starts by being a beer. All alcohol starts by making a beer.
Is that your attitude? Or
No, that's the truth. That's how you bake it. It starts by, and distilling is boiling off the alcohol after you make the beer.
Okay.
So malted barley makes beer, And when you distill that, it makes malt whiskey, and you put it in the barrel. Corn makes a corn beer. It's kind of a slurry porridge, and that makes bourbon. And then potatoes, we process potatoes, cook them, add some natural enzymes that converts the starches over to sugars, and then the yeasts eat the sugar, make alcohol, and then we boil that off and make the vodka.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's a phenomenal
and all
industrial
that's
process.
happening in downtown Fargo.
It is, yes.
Now, okay, you hear people talk about aging and how aging matters. Is that part of what you do, or?
And it's not only aging, but it's how you age it. It's how you treat it while it's in the barrel. It's really a living being, and it truly is. When you first put it in the barrel, it's an unaged whiskey. It's moonshine, and it's harsh, and especially corn is really harsh.
It's moonshine.
It is moonshine, yeah. and then the barrel reacts with it. Some evaporates out of the barrel, and then the alcohol is extracting oak from the barrel. And so that's all of the color and a majority of the flavor of whiskeys come from the barrel.
Okay.
And how you treat it in the barrel is determining what it comes out as. We gradually dilute. So we go to it, and Jarek goes to it every other month. Each barrel opens it up, adds a little bit of dilution water into it. You put it in the barrel at 120 or so, you're going to put it in the bottle at 90 or 80. You have to cut it at some point with water, very clean, pure water. And if you do that all at once at the end of its life before you put it into the bottle, it's like adding 30% water to a glass of whiskey. It trashes it from flavor. It dilutes it, but the flavor disappears as well, and it can't recover yet. So we do that in advance and gradually through its life, so that when it comes time to bottling, it's a spectacular spirit. That's something that craft distillers can do. The big boys are going through 1,000 barrels a day. They can't go to theirs and open them up and gradually dilute them.
So, still stay here. I mean,
yes.
And that's my next question is, still staying here in Fargo with all the success you've had. I mean, can you meet the demand of what you have? Do you have the workers? Do you have the room? Do you have what you need to make this happen?
We have capacity. Unfortunately, we're only running gin about 4 days a month. We could run a lot more gin.
Okay.
But so the sales and the promotion and local is important, very important for us, because we are growing organically locally. Mm-hmm. But the cost of our product, the price of our product sitting on a shelf, less than 10% of that cost is leaving the area.
Okay.
All of that cost that leaves the area is the glass, and the federal tax is just slightly more than the glass.
Okay.
Everything else stays here. And when you compare that to a national brand, it's about the flip of that. What stays here is the retailer markup, and that's just a natural fact. Mm-hmm. So we're proud to be local. We're proud to be downtown Fargo in this region, serving North Dakota products to the region here, and growing Arizona and other states.
And you can find the workers you need.
Yes. Yep.
Okay. That's a big part of it as well. I mean, being able to find those workers. All right. Last question. Mm-hmm. Where do people find the product? Because some of these people that are watching right now are like, all right, I want to try this.
It is in virtually every liquor store across the state. If it's not there, please ask the manager. They can pick it up. We're now distributed through the Anheuser-Busch groups across the state. Yeah. So McQuaid out in Bismarck, and DS in Fargo, and so the Anheuser-Busch
That's
groups,
a sign they believe in your product.
Yeah, exactly. And we're kind of one of their only. They have some canned cocktails that are distilled spirits, but we're their really only spirit. So they're really excited about having us, and that's opening new doors as well. Instead of competing with in the distribution world with all of the other spirits, so the AB people have approached us, and it's a fantastic relationship.
See, I just love the fact that somebody from here, number one, is doing it and then succeeding at it.
Yeah.
So good for you.
Thank you.
Joel, is there a website people can go to?
Yeah, proofdistillers.com. And then follow us on Facebook, because that's where all of our announcements are going out as. Come to our gin workshops. And during Street Fair, we're also going to be running the gin still. So come in, and we can tweak the gin to your liking, and you can actually create your own 2 bottles of gin and buy them and go.
Thanks for taking a chance.
Thank you.
Joel, Kath, ladies and gentlemen, when we come back, some comments. What happened in Israel? We'll get a chance to visit about it. Also, the commission to talk about the attack upon the Capitol. We'll visit about that as well as we continue our trek down the road.
Hello, I'm Mike Lindell, and as you know, my passion is to help each and every one of you get the best sleep of your life. That's why I created my new Giza Dreams bed sheets. I started by using the world's best cotton called Giza. It's only grown in a region between the Sahara Desert, the Mediterranean Sea, and the Nile River. It's ultra soft and breathable, but extremely durable. My Giza sheets also include full 21-inch wide pillowcases that will fit over any pillow and deep pocket sheets that will fit over any mattress. The first night you sleep on my sheets, you'll never want to sleep on anything else.
Go to mypillow.com or call the number on your screen right now to get your very own MyPillow Giza Dream Sheets. Giza Dream Sheets are available in a variety of colors. Use your promo code, and for a limited time, when you buy one set of sheets, you'll get another set absolutely free.
For the best night's sleep in the whole wide world, visit mypillow.com.
Non-attorney spokesperson. This is a paid advertisement for legal services sponsored by Nightline Legal. Cases assigned on a random basis to participating law firms.
This drug remains approved by the FDA. If you or a loved one regularly took Zantac and were later diagnosed with cancer, call right now. You may be entitled to financial compensation. Potential cancers include bladder cancer, colon cancer, kidney cancer, stomach cancer, liver cancer, pancreatic cancer. Do not stop taking a prescribed medication without first consulting with your doctor. Discontinuing a prescribed medication without your doctor's advice can result in injury or death.
Call 1-800-230-9210.
Seniors, are you aware that you could pay less for your car insurance?
Seniors can save money on their car insurance.
You might save a little, you might save a lot.
Maybe hundreds of dollars a year.
You might save 5% a year, maybe 10%, 15%, or even more.
That's a lot of money.
So call right now and find out just how much money you might be able to save.
1-800-699-0761. 1-800-699-0761.
Hi, it's me, Anthony Sullivan. And yes, you've actually caught me at home relaxing because life's been pretty worry-free since I got coverage with American Residential Warranty.
You won't believe what ARW covers. Heating and air conditioning, washers and dryers, kitchen appliances, plumbing, water heaters, electrical systems, flat screens and laptops, even pools and spas, and so much more.
Call American Residential Warranty. They'll get you covered.
1-800-219-1467.
Join us May 22nd as we take on the Northern Arizona Wranglers for Seniors Scholarship Night. Every student deserves an opportunity. Help us help our students. For more information, visit bismarckbucks.com/scholarship or call 701-595-0771.
Good to have you still coming down the road with us. Want to get a chance to visit with you a little bit about a speech that was given in the well of the Congress. The U.S. House has been debating whether or not to have a commission on what happened on January 6th. Now remember, this is the same House that when the Republicans were in the majority, I don't think they could have used the word Benghazi more. They chased the Secretary of State all around the country, and they spent millions upon millions of dollars on something that many questioned whether or not that needed to happen. Well, the one thing we do know happened is on January 6th. There was an attempted coup of our nation. There was. And if you don't believe me, if you say, well, it was just a riot or they were just tourists, like many Republican congressmen are out there spinning right now, ask yourself this. If they had gotten to Mike Pence, would he be alive? You know, if they had gotten to Nancy Pelosi, would she be alive? And if your answer is I don't care, well, then you're part of the problem. I doubt that was your answer. But if it is that you don't care, then you're part of the problem. So as they debate whether or not to have a commission to investigate and do a study on and basically work towards how to make sure January 6th never happens again, because this is what caused it, this is what happened, this is what we can do to stop it. As they look to do that, the Republicans have decided they won't be part of it. They don't want to be part of it. Now, some of us on my side of the aisle believe that's because they don't want to find out what it says, what it finds. It's just my opinion, but I think we're going to find out it's fact. Now, when the Republicans didn't want to be part of this, they were in negotiations. They indicated they did, now saying they don't. You know what? Individuals took it within their rights to go to the well of the House and make their case. Congressman Tim Ryan of Ohio went to the floor and gave this speech. Take a listen.
I want to thank the gentleman from New York and the other Republicans who are supporting this and thank them for their bipartisanship. To the other 90% of our friends on the other side of the aisle, holy cow. Incoherence. No idea what you're talking about. Benghazi, you guys chased the former Secretary of State all over the country, spent millions of dollars. We have people scaling the Capitol, hitting the Capitol Police with lead pipes across the head, and we can't get bipartisanship. What else has to happen in this country? Cops. This is a slap in the face to every rank and file cop in the United States. If we're going to take on China, if we're going to rebuild the country, if we're going to reverse climate change, we need two political parties in this country that are both living in reality, and you ain't one of them. I yield back the balance of my time.
Everything he said is true, and everything he said is right. I know you may disagree because I live in a pretty red state, but everything he said is right. And the most important thing he said was at the very end, which is we need two political parties working together in a bipartisan fashion to move this country forward. We need a strong Republican Party. And so if the Republican Party in this nation is really only going to be the party of Donald Trump, then we're not going to have those two parties. We're not. Now, for those of you with that Trump bumper sticker that are mad because I just said that, and those of you with that Make America Great Again hat, and those of you who believe the election was stolen, even though deep down, I think you know it wasn't. But for those of you who don't like losing, just know this. None of us do. None of us do. But that doesn't mean we don't accept it, right? I mean, Donald Trump lost to Hillary Clinton by 3 million votes, but he won the election. And because he won the election with the rules of the election, he became president of the United States of America. And then he lost the election. And so, you know, once the Republican Party recognizes that, once the Republican Party doesn't try to use whatever ounce of power it has at the state level to undermine our democracy by claiming that our elections are nothing but frauds, once they get over that, then we'll be able to take a serious look at what the congressman just said. What needs to happen? When you've got a Capitol Police officer walking backwards up the steps against a crowd that is searching for and hunting individual members of Congress, when you've got that police officer steering them the wrong way as though he's trying to protect the people at his back, and all of those folks up front, the QAnons and everybody else, are sitting there saying, you know what, we want them, and we're gonna get them one way or another, because that was the attitude. When he talks about, the congressman talks about, you know, the fact that there were heroes that day as well, you know, when he talks about some of the individuals in the further part of his speech, there was a lot of conversation, but that was a hero. The individual that walked backwards and kept these thugs, kept what could have been these murderers away from the chamber. That man's a hero. And I hope you keep that in mind. But here's the problem. Here's the problem. It's the spin. It's the lack of the ability to recognize defeat. That election, and there's no further proof you need than Georgia. That election was run in accordance with state laws and in accordance with everybody having the opportunity to vote. And in Georgia, they recounted what, 3, 4 times? You have a Republican Secretary of the State that the Republicans now want to throw out of office, and he's one of the most conservative members of the Republican Party. And they don't like the fact that he ran a good and fair election. So let's blame the machines, right? Let's blame the poll workers. Let's blame the process. It's wrong. It's absolutely wrong. And then you bring everybody to town, and believe me, There were individuals in the state of North Dakota that played a role in that. There were individuals that used their power when it comes to the media to recruit, to fire up, to get people to go, and then later on, while it was all exploding, later on, sit there with microphones and video and say this was Antifa. I'm hearing it's Antifa that's doing this. If that's how well you're informed, then you're one of the worst members of the media you can possibly be. We also have a ceasefire. We have a ceasefire in Israel, tentative. By the time you're watching this on the weekend, when you watch the podcast and everything else, when you rewatch some of what I think we do a great job of getting out at Beck News, and you rewatch what we're doing here, what you're going to see is possibly, a ceasefire that didn't go as well as what we all hoped it would go. I hope it does. It needs to. If you're a consistent watcher of Down the Road, you know what my attitude was. It's like, Israel, you made your point. You took care of things the way you had to take care of things, and you're beating up on that little brother and I shouldn't say brother, that much weaker foe, and you're beating up on him way too hard. And so I was glad to see them take a break. We'll see whether or not it sticks or not. I'll give you some closing comments right after this as we head down the road.
Do you worry about going to the dentist? After all, a visit to the dentist can easily cost $2,000 or more. Well, relax. The Carefree Dental Card is now available in your area. Call now and we'll send your actual card at no cost today. With the Carefree Dental Card, you go to the dentist whenever you need and you instantly pay a lot less. Activate your card and you can start using it immediately. From exams and cleanings to more expensive procedures like crowns, dentures, even braces, they're all included with the Carefree Dental Card. Say you go to the dentist today without any card and your bill is, well, ouch. Wait a minute, let's try that again. You go to the dentist today and show your Carefree Dental Card, you save $525. The Carefree Dental Card is just $15.95 a month, so call now and make going to the dentist carefree.
Call 1-800-416-5739 to receive your Carefree Dental Card information kit. 1-800-416-5739. Call now.
I can't say enough good things about these nano hearing aids.
Real people talking about nano hearing aids.
The hearing quality is great.
Until now, hearing aids used to be too expensive for the average person. Until nano. Call now and you'll get your nano hearing aids for only $297. You'll save $100. When you buy one hearing aid, Nano will give you a second hearing aid free. Call right now.
1-800-213-3815.
Spas, etc.
You've come to know and trust us for over 18 years with the largest selection and showroom in Western North Dakota for our beautiful Sundance spas. Plus, you can pick out your next home experience with our selection of pool tables, shuffleboards, and fun accessories.
Spas, etc. Your relaxation destination on Main and Bismarck.
Who do you trust with your digital life? Not all cloud backup providers keep your data truly private. Beck Cloud Backup uses advanced multi-layer encryption to keep your family photos, videos, and sensitive business documents secure and only for your eyes. Your Beck Lightband Internet service already includes 50 gigs of free storage to keep your digital life safe and secure. Call us at 701-475-2361 to start using your Beck Cloud Backup today.
Attention! Have you or a loved one suffered from maculopathy, a serious retinal injury, after taking the prescription drug Elmiron for interstitial cystitis or bladder pain syndrome? In 2018, a researcher at the Emory School of Medicine linked Elmiron, a prescription drug that treats interstitial cystitis or bladder pain syndrome, to maculopathy, which is sight-threatening and can cause an abrupt change of vision. Call Elmiron Justice for a free legal consultation.
Please call 800-395-5680.
We have just a little bit farther that we're going to go down the road together today, and I want to get a chance to talk to you about some of what I saw as I went to Tulna yesterday, which is I saw some rain. I did. I had to turn the wipers on my cruiser, and so it was good to see. And you could see the attitude when I got into Tulna. Saw a lot of farmers, a lot of ranchers, a lot of people that deal with the tourism now up at Stump Lake, fishing guides, those type of individuals. But they were all getting together, and what you found out was how incredibly spotty the rain was. I mean, within, I just went cruising around Nelson County to just kind of get a feel for it. And within a quarter mile, we're talking about the difference between 1.5 inches and 1/2 inch. And so but everybody was smiling. I mean, everybody just felt like, okay, I see what rain, and I can smell what rain is again. And so that was good. Now, many of you that are watching this right now didn't get that. And I'm not trying to get you mad. I'm really not. I'm not trying to get you upset because you're on the outside looking in when it comes to this moisture. I'm just trying to say that it can happen, right? It can happen. And so I'm kind of spoiled down in my area. I really am. And I get that. The southern Red River Valley has been getting rains, and, the crops look pretty good. The pastures in south central North Dakota don't. They don't. My farm and ranch director, Sarah Heinrich, works out of Medina. That's her home. She works right out of her ranch there. And so it's really easy to keep and getting an update on there and on south of there, where she goes and takes a drive around and tries to look at what's going on. It's just, we need rain, and we need more rain. I also saw, the difference in farming now versus what farming was like when I was in my 20s. The fact that you got no-till, the fact that you have a way of making it work and not giving up, that subsoil moisture and so many things. You're good at what you do. I mean, you're really good at what you do. And in the end, I believe that that's going to help, not to mention just the genetics and the study and the type of work that NDSU and SDSU and places like that putting into the type of seed that you put in the ground. So even though we don't have rain, like for me personally, I'm willing to bet next time I go out, I'm going to see a pretty good crop coming up. And that's because of you. Good riding with you, folks. We'll see you on Monday.